Hello. Hi, everybody. Good. Yeah, but Jesus Christ. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Um, it's September 30th at 9:33 p.m. Um, I watched Friday the 13th today. The 1981. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the watch the Friday the 13th, watch Halloween, watch Nightmare on Elm Street binge this spooky season. I think. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I watched Friday the 13th today. Um God, this movie, man. I am it's a weird love-hate relationship because I am I'm honestly baffled that this movie became a franchise, that this movie had as much footing and as much groundwork that it did to become the Friday the 13th franchise. Because yes, it does set up a lot of interesting elements with boy dies in the 50s, camp shuts down, camp reopens. What happened to the boy? Camp counselors weren't looking after him. Mom is batshit insane, and then and then the whole end thing. Tea again today. But I this movie is like a very it feels like a nothing burger to me, if that makes sense, because I can't seem to care for any of the characters. Yes, they are camp counselors. Yes, they are annoying little teenage brats. That's who they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be like that. That's their characters. I don't know. I don't think you're really even supposed to care for them, other than Alice, the main one. I. It doesn't seem like it. Um, and so when you watch them get slaughtered by Jason, no, not even Jason. It's Jason's mom. How do you start? You start this franchise off with you don't have Jason show up until the second movie. You don't have him don like the mask until the third movie. And so that's why I'm surprised that this movie caused such a big franchise to come out of it. But I'll probably say stuff later. I don't know. This is just incoherent rambling. But it's hard for me to get into this movie and care about this movie because the characters I don't give a shit about. And that's just me being upfront. That's just being honest. Because they are annoying. I don't remember any of their names. Like, I think it's Marcy is the girl that we start out with who's getting goes in the gas station, and we get the lore drop of camp counselors, 50s, boy dies in lake because they aren't watching, then they get slaughtered because they're fucking. We get that flashback in the beginning. So we get some background, which I appreciate. I appreciate a lot. I think it's good that this film did that. However, I don't know. It's I really want to like the Friday the 13th franchise. And I like it for how goofy it is and how goofy it gets into. And I think Jason is such a interesting character. I don't think he's on level with Michael Myers in that in interesting sense. But I do think that he is a character that when explored properly can be as good as Michael. You know, because I don't yeah. And I keep talking about Jason, but this movie isn't even Jason, it's Jason's mom. And I'm sorry, I enjoy that. I think that's really cool. I think final 20 minutes is laughably goofy. It's not a scary movie anymore. It's a like kind of slapstick humor of Mrs. Voorhees is going insane. She's speaking as her dead son. Kill her, mommy, kill her. You know, and is chasing Alice around, trying to kill her when she's so effortlessly killed all the other camp counselors, but she can't kill Alice. And it's so funny. And God, is this the movie? No, this isn't the movie. The next second movie is when Alice or whoever is the main girl acts like the mom. But anyways, getting ahead of myself. I think this movie is very cool because it shows the psychological aspects of Mrs. Voorhees, where child death is hard, and it tears people apart, especially when it's at the mercy of someone else. Because the story goes that Jason died because the camp counselors weren't looking after him. And so when you compare, I'm so sorry. God, I swear I'm feeling better, but it's been a long day of talking, classes. Ooh, but I think when you pair this movie up with I wish it would have dived into the psychological aspects more, because I think that's where this movie is the most interesting. And yeah, I like psychology. I think it's really cool. And when you talk about child death and how it affects a mother, but then it's not just like a mysterious, like, oh, why did my son die? No, she knows, which is why she has a vendetta against the camp counselors, why she's going after them. Now, should she have killed him? No. What? Are you kidding me? No, you shouldn't murder someone because you're upset that these other camp counselors didn't even have, like, an effect. Like, none of these kids were there when your son died. However, the camp is still tied to it. So obviously, you have a vendetta against camp counselors in general. You have a vendetta against Camp Crystal Lake. Also, sick name. Whoever came up with that, like, snaps, because that is really cool. I'm like, can't really get better than that. But when you pair all of this, and then the final 20 minutes where it's finally revealed who's the killer. And it's not this hulking figure like Michael. It's not this overwhelming presence where you are afraid. It's a mother. It's a middle-aged woman. And when we first see her, it's under the guise of, help me, because someone's killing all my friends. And so we, the audience, assume, like, oh, she's going to get help. And then it's revealed that, no, this is Jason's mother. She is pissed. She's grieving still, I think 20 whatever years after the death of her son. And she's out to get you. And that feeling of safety immediately is gone. And I think that the fact that this movie pulls that out of the air, like pulls the rug out under us, Jesus, where it it just, I don't know. I think it's really, this movie has very cool aspects about it, but it's hard for me to care about it, if that makes sense. And so, like, the most intriguing part of this movie is Mrs. Voorhees for me. I know a lot of people don't like this film because it's not Jason. It's his mom, and it doesn't matter. But I think it does matter because it plays into the Voorhees family. It plays into the camp counselor stigma. It plays into everything. And then in future films, when something happens with Jason or someone uses his mom against him, we understand that because of this first film. So while I don't think this first film's good, I'm just going to say that I don't think this first film is good. I think that it is good for setting up the other films. And that, I think, it plays its role well. But I think that is only shown in the first however many minutes at the gas station. It's shown when the lead camp counselor guy is at the bar, and then in the last 20 minutes where we see her mental break. So maybe 30 minutes of this film in total, which I guess is a third of it. Because it is only an hour and a half. I got Letterboxd, my love. Yeah, it's only 95 minutes. And so, yeah, a third of it is good. At best. Good at best. The rest is just, I can't really care. I can't seem to care. Which I know is very bad to say. But, I mean, it's not slop, but it's just camp counselors getting up to camp counselors things. They're drinking, they're going to swim in the lake, and is there something underneath there? Or they're playing strip poker, strip Monopoly, right? And then like door slams open. It's rainy. Of course, it's rainy. And so like it plays in. It hits every trope. It hits every beat. And I think that is good with it. I need to cough away from the mic because I don't edit this at all. I don't even rewatch this. And so I am sorry if I cough and it goes immediately to the mic and it's loud as shit. So maybe I just need to like do that. But like I don't know. I think the kills are cool. The kills are good. It doesn't shy away from goriness. It still is goofy. Like when the girl gets her neck sliced at the tree, you can tell that the blade doesn't make contact. You can tell that. However, it still shows the slice happening and the blood dripping down. Or the guy with the arrows, pretty sure, right? Arrows knife. The guy that was like attached to the tree, his face was fucking like gone, you know. Um, or the I really really liked the one where he's dead in the top bunk, and you're just waiting. You're waiting for the guy in the bottom bunk to finally realize. And so I think this film, and then it just drips on him, and then you're like, oh shit, and then, but I think this film has very good parts, whether very good aspects, whether it is in the I remembered whether it is in the psychological aspects of losing a child due to someone else's mistake, or the gore. It's still gore, not to like today's standards, but still gore. Of how the kills happen, and I think this film, I just have a really like love hate relationship with it. I have an appreciation for it, but I don't like it, and that like annoys me because I do admit like I wish I could like it. The who's that? The director looks like someone. I can't. Who does he look like? I don't know. The director wasn't like a John Carpenter. It's not a Wes Craven. It's not a big amazing guy who has a catalog. It's a random dude who didn't do any of the other Friday the 13th movies. Probably for the best. Let's just be honest. I think Friday the 13th is best when it's goofy. I think Halloween is best when it's scary. And I think Friday the 13th, no, not Friday, Nightmare on Elm Street is good when it is disgusting. But all of them, except Halloween, I would say Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street get goofy. And I think that's just the 80s. I think that's just the 80s. But um, I don't know. It's each of these movies, have something going for it. I'll get into Nightmare on Elm Street whenever I watch it, which will. When is that? So I have. Oh shit! I have one, two. I have five movies before Nightmare on Elm Street because it came out in '84, and the studios decided to start shitting out Halloween and Friday the 13th movies. I also another thing about this is I think it was definitely aided by the success of Halloween 2 years prior. It seems like people might have been clamoring for another slasher film, and this movie went out and caught people's attention. And I think people latched onto it just because of that, which, fair enough. Like superhero movies, Iron Man comes out, Captain America comes out, Spider Man comes out. Every studio is trying to make a Superman superhero movie, and then I'm tired of it. That's a different story. But what this film, I've said it enough times, I don't like it. 2 stars, 2 out of 5 stars. I don't care for any of the characters. I care for the psychological aspects and the background that it makes for the future films. I also really hate the ending. I'll be so honest, the zombie Jason just jumping out, grabbing her, pulling her into the water, wakes up from on a hospital bed. What about the child? What about the boy? Man, what boy? By the way, everyone's dead, by the way. I'm the police officer. I'm going to tell you straight to your face, while you're in a hospital bed, every single person's dead. Asshole? What? Let her recover first and then break the news. I'm sorry. Hot take. But I hate the ending. And I hate the fucking fade from her face. It zooms in. Oh my god. It zooms in on her. First off, the slow motion Jason grabbing her and pulling her down is so funny. And I know that is supposed to be a last second scare, but it is hilarious. Um, it's so funny. and then we get the whole hospital scene, which whatever. I don't think we needed it. We know that everyone's dead. We know that she'll find out that everyone's dead. So why do we have to see that? I think it was literally just a plot to set up future stuff. I think they knew that this movie was going to spawn something, and so they just went with it. But I just the fucking zoom in on her face, where she's like looking longingly, like, and then it just fades into the lake, and where the boat was. Oh my! No, who in editing did that? It's is laughably bad, in my opinion. In my opinion, it is laughably bad. But that's like I said. Friday the 13th is best when it's goofy, and I mean Jason goes to space. So like, I haven't seen that movie yet. That's my most anticipated is seeing Jason in space. But I but oh my god, that ending. Like, Jesus. But anyways, Halloween has Jamie Lee Curtis. Friday, Nightmare on Elm Street has Johnny Depp. This movie has Kevin Bacon. I can appreciate that. I can give it brownie points of like, hey, young Kevin Bacon. I think that's something good that a lot of these horror movies did unintentionally is give actors like they always cast unknown actors for these movies, and I love it when films do that. We don't see that in Hollywood now. besides the rise of no, because Cooper Hoffman's a nepo baby, but like these films, sip tea real quick. These films always casted unknowns, besides like the old people because old Hollywood. But and so it's like an Easter egg to see Kevin Bacon in this film, Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street, Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween, where we that is Jamie Lee Curtis, right? Yeah, yeah. Um, no, I always get mixed up with Sigourney Weaver. For some reason I get it mixed up, but so I think it's very cool to see like looking back Kevin Bacon in this film. Obviously, they didn't know that he was going to be huge when this film came out. However, whatever. But um, yeah, this film, gosh, I just don't like it. And it's a film that I turn on and immediately tune out. I think that's my problem is I just don't give a shit. To put it bluntly, I just don't. And so I think that when I watch it, I don't give it enough appreciation. And I guess that's, a, the tropes are all there. I know what's gonna happen. The characters I don't care about, so when I rewatch it, why would I care about them even more? Type thing. Um, but yeah, no. I mean, good first two movies to start spooky season as they are just fundamental. But this one less. But still, it's a Friday the 13th movie without Jason. At least he doesn't have a bag on his head. Well, I guess it has Jason, but he's a zombie? Is Jason a zombie? I don't know. But yeah, I got done with classes at 3:30 and immediately went back to the apartment and watched this movie. I think I watched it on Tubi. No, Paramount. Watched it on Paramount. Um and yeah, I had to write an article, a news article. So I was admittedly writing that while watching this film. And so obviously I wasn't completely tuned into the film. However, I was still paying attention. Um I was trying to give it some respect, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, so watched it at 3:30. Got done around 5. So it's been 5 hours now since I've watched it. Yeah, no, this movie, not much else to say. I mean, the only time I will watch it is for a reason like I have now. Um, I think that's okay. I How many times have I seen it? I think 3 times. 4 times? What the fuck? Why did I watch it in June? Oh, I was editing. Oh, okay. But yeah, no, this movie is a nothing burger except for the psychological aspects. Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, September 30th. It's about to be officially October. I look forward to it. And yeah, I hope whoever's watching this, I hope you are having a good morning, day, afternoon, evening, night. Hope you have. Oh, sorry. I hope you have peace of mind. I hope you're doing well. I just need to talk sometimes. I'm not a very open person, and I realize that. And so this is kind of my way of opening up and saying my thoughts, especially when it's easier when it's targeted towards something I'm passionate about and something I care about. And so, while I don't expect really anybody to watch these, it still gives me the opportunity to do so. So, you know, if I think I don't want to get like philosophical here. It's 10 o'clock, and I'm about to go read Tolstoy, so fuck me. But, yeah, I hope you're having a good night. This is Friday the 13th, 1980. Directed by Sean S. Cunningham, whoever the hell he is. But, yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see what I watch tomorrow. I have this urge to watch Saturday Night because I really liked it last year. And I, for some reason, I want to watch it again. But, I can't watch it tomorrow because Ferris Bueller. Probably watch Ferris. Well, I will watch Ferris Bueller tomorrow, but we'll see if I watch another movie. Yeah, thank you. Hope you have a good night. Bye.